Now we're going to quickly look at the periodic table in terms of a history. You don't need to know much. Right. The first stage was that elements were ordered by atomic weight. They were arranged by atomic weight. So let me write that down. Right, so the first stage, elements were arranged by atomic weight. Really, they should have called it atomic mass. Right, because people didn't know about atomic number and not all the elements had been discovered. So people put them in that order and they ended up in the wrong groups, right? So let's write that down. So first of all, right, elements were arranged by atomic weight. Elements were put into the wrong groups because of that. You had isotopes and you had some elements that were missing and all sorts. Right, let me just quickly highlight this bit here. Let me literally highlight it. We call this now relative atomic mass. Right, it's the number at the top. So for example, if you've got carbon 12, that's this number at the top. Right, the next stage of development, let me get the line. There you go. Right. The next stage was a guy called Mendeleev. Dmitry. Is that how you spell his name? No. Dmitry Mendeleev. So what he did was he ordered the elements by atomic weight with a little difference. So he ordered these elements by atomic weight with gaps. And the reason he left gaps because he wanted to keep the same elements with similar properties in groups. So he left gaps to keep elements with similar properties in the in the same groups. Right, and he was clever enough to leave gaps because then later on new elements were found which then fitted those gaps really nicely. And remember what we said, that isotopes had similar properties right, but the atomic, I'll use the word atomic weight, was different. So he left them, or people left them in the same group because the chemical properties were similar. Right, that's it. You don't need to know more than that. So first of all, when the periodic table started, they were arranged by atomic weight, what we know as relative atomic mass now. That's the top number. And because of that, elements were put into the wrong groups in terms of their behavior and how they reacted. Dmitry came along, a scientist, Dmitry Mendeleev. He ordered the elements by atomic weight but he was clever enough to leave gaps because he wanted to keep the elements with similar properties in the same groups. And then later on, other scientists discovered that elements that were discovered were found to fit into the gaps really nicely. So isotopes as well fitted this sort of trend or this structure really nicely. Right, okay, that's it, done.